I want to welcome you to Golden Rule Media Associates Conversations. I'm so excited to have my next guest on the show. You guys, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe this in 10 million years. Like, we've had so many amazing guests on the show, and I have another one right here. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. So you can get us on YouTube and Facebook and all the other places. Just follow, like, comment. I'll put all of that in the description box below. Whatever the case may be, we're going to get ahead. We're just going to go ahead and get our interview on, because I can't believe we got Rocky Rock on the show today. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Big old deal, man. What's up with it? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. Okay. Got the artwork behind you. I see you.
My daughter did that, and I told her that's mine, and she got mad at me, and I haven't given it back, and I don't care. I don't care. It's mine. It is beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. So thank you so much for being on the show today. I want to thank you so very much. How's everything going on your end?
Everything is good, man. We're getting back into the swing of things with touring. Still going hard on that. About to drop an album this summer. So I'm full speed ahead right now. I got a whole bunch of other different things going on social platforms like Clubhouse, and having one of the biggest rooms on that, and back on the road. So I'm full speed ahead right now.
I hear you. There's so many different things that need to be done now as a musician, as an artist, as a social media, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
How have you been able to manage all that? Because I know that's a lot.
It's hard, to be honest with you. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy when you want to get your full potential out of everything, right? So if I'm trying to do one thing and I want to give it my all, but then I still have to give my all this way too, it kind of pulls me on, it pulls me a bunch of different ways. But it's no time for sleep. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta keep going. Just keep going. When you wake up, you gotta be doing something. Every day, every minute, every second of the day, you gotta be doing something. That's the only way it's gonna pop off for you.
I hear you. I have a watch that clocks my sleep time. And if I wake up too soon, I got to go back to bed.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because like I go to sleep late. Like, no matter how late I go to sleep, I'm going to wake up between 10 and 11. No matter, I can go to sleep at 7 in the morning and I'll still wake up at between 10 and 11, 10:25, 10:30. Always.
Wow.
It's weird. Yeah, that's crazy. But
wow. Your eyes are like,
yeah, there I go. As soon as I get up, I go.
I mean, but that's your clock, your internal clock. And as a musician, as somebody in the public eye, it's hard to keep up, especially now. Back in the day, it was easier. Somebody else did that. You just performed. You did your music, you did all the writing, you were in the studio, everybody else did everything else. Now you gotta people want hands-on. Hands-on, they want you there.
Marketing, you got to be the artist, you got to be a friend, you got to be a fan of them. Like, look.
I'm telling you what. Wow. So let's go back a little bit. Let's go back into the day. Let's talk about how you got into the music game. Talk about that for a second.
All right. So my first movie soundtrack was 12 years old. I did this for Blue Hill Avenue. It was a movie with Alan Payne and a few other guys, a few other known names on there. I did that with my father. My father was executive producer for a lot of big projects coming out of the West Coast. So I started off there touring. Me and Romeo, we were really close at one point in time. Doing that, always in the studio as a youngster with the OGs in there. Of course, my uncle Lazy Bone Thugs being family. So I would always keep them working and stuff like that. I got older, stopped focusing so much on the music. My father went to prison. So I stopped like messing with the music, and I was just focused on just, the streets, really just hanging out, being a knucklehead. So Lazy, he came back and was like, "Hey, nigga, you tripping. We need to bring you back into the music. That's what you need to be focused on." He's like, "Man, we got to get you back in the studio." So I got back in the studio. We had a studio built with Cali Noise, IE. They built it for us. So I was always out there just working. And then we started touring. And, Bone Thugs and Harmony tours over 200 and some days out of every year. You know what I'm saying? So that was just like it was just an automatic. So I just focused on that. And yeah.
Wow. That's an amazing story. It's so important to have people to come back to you and say, hey, knucklehead, get back over here.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life? I mean, what would we be? I'm saying we, because I did the same thing. I was, where would we be without them?
I would honestly, and with not just that situation, that's just on the music side, but if a lot of things didn't happen the way they did happen, I probably would be dead or in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a fact. So I'm very thankful for that, for sure. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. I hear you. And a lot of people in the music industry don't have those people to bring them back in, and that's why, we come on the show, we talk about being a positive role model. We talk about the people who brought us back to, sanity.
right.
So you went back into the studio, you did your music up until today. What is your favorite song that you've done so far?
My favorite song. Oh, Things Are Gonna Get Better. Things Are Gonna Get Better is my favorite song. Because of how the process went for that song. That's when the world was on lockdown. I had just got off of papers probation. I was on formal probation. I had to see my PO every month. House getting raided like all the time by the police, waking up to them raiding the house type shit, right? So I finally got off papers while I was on the road. And as I got off papers, they shut the world down.
Yeah.
That's when COVID happened, right? So like the week after I got off papers, they shut the world down. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, now the freedom that I thought I was about to have, I have less freedom than I really had, really, because now we all on lockdown. We can't go nowhere. In LA, they had us fucked up out here, right?
Oh, I know.
So thankfully, my management, Mo Tiny Management, they had me a studio already. So I was like, boom, we didn't have to go through nobody else. It was our own. So I was able to still work. So I go to the studio and I'm going through beats, and it was a beat that came on that one of my boys had done. And I'm like, hey, we need to talk about the right now. Like, I'm a storyteller in my music anyways. I'm like, we need to talk about the right now. So I get to going in there, and I made the verses before the hook came.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then the person who made the beat, he came in and did the hook. Like, you want me to say something like this? And I'm like that? Like, motherfucker, say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, yes, nigga, say that shit. So he did that. It made sense. We did the song. We recorded the song, had the song mixed, mastered, shot the video for it all in a week.
Wow.
All in 1 week, and shot the video and put it all out. Everything from the recording it to the getting it mixed and mastered to the sending it over here to the getting the video guy. All of that was shot and done in 1 week. And it was a great video too. And I called within that week, I reached out to a lot of different people. I reached out to people from all over the world and told them to send in pictures of them saying things are going to get better, holding up signs. So in the video, it goes around the whole world of different people, Black, white, Mexican, Asian, people from here, people from there, different countries. And then it brought everybody together. It was a dope video, dope concept too.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. I say that, during COVID, a lot of people really, really grabbed a hold of themselves and pulled themselves out of situations they shouldn't have been in or they didn't want to be in, changed jobs, got more done. What happened to you productively during these 2.5 years that we were just like out of everything?
Everybody was already pressing me to put out an album. That's the biggest thing. Rocky, drop an album. They was just telling me that on Clubhouse this morning, actually, in like a room full of 1,000 people. I'll get to that later, but like, drop an album. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then I started focusing on, I'm going to drop an album. I'm going to drop it. I kicked it into gear. And then on top of that, I'm a chef as well. You know what I'm saying? So I cook my ass off. So then I opened up the Cocky Rocky, you know what I'm saying? The Cocky Rocky kitchen, right? That way I was doing it in Inglewood, but then it wasn't an area where anybody can pull up to. So I changed locations, and now I just do pop-ups whenever I have a chance, you know what I mean, different places. But then I opened up a Cocky Rocky Kitchen. So I was focused on cooking and that. Then me and a few other people created something called Sleepers in LA on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a social app. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
So I have one of the biggest rooms on Clubhouse with almost 50,000 members. Right.
Wow.
So we've had a lot of big rooms, whether it be crazy shit or it be just music shit or it be that ain't in the Bible, like, which is different things. Like, you know what I'm saying? They talk about the Bible with my boy being different stuff that we do in that. We have baseball games. We do all kind of stuff, right?
Wow.
So that's gotten bigger and bigger. Now they want to do other stuff with that. So I've just been busy just trying to just find different ways and bring all of it together. So now with Sleeping Play, I can bring the music and go do a showcase with those people that I find music with and bring it all together. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then I can cook too. You know what I mean? Cut out the middle.
That cooking thing got me, yo.
Hey.
That cooking thing got me. Because I mean, when the guy can cook and a girl can sit down and just wait for the plate to come, I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah. I'm good with these hands. I'm good.
Oh, goodness. I love the cooking. I love the cooking now. But okay, so I love the fact that you're getting ready to drop your album. Everything is going great for you. The world is opening back up. Okay.
Right.
What's next? I mean, so much. So now, but wait, before you say anything, everything that you've added during COVID, that you've been home or you've been in your private studio doing your things. Right. Now the world is opening back up and everything is coming back online. How are you dealing with that today?
No sleep. I mean, honestly, like, you got to realize my studio sessions, when I go to studio, it's from 8 at night to 8 in the morning type. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are my hours usually that I work. And between that and doing this and being able to go back on the road and still having to focus, it's a lot, you know what I mean? But bring on more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to get crazier. It's not going to get easier for me. It's going to get crazier and crazier. When I drop this album, it's going to just go crazier for me. So I'm here for it all. I'm ready for it. It's nothing new to me.
I hear you. You know, so many people are out there saying, I wish I could be like you, or I wish I could be you. Can we have you know, kind of like a day or a couple of days in the life of Rocky Rock and what happens, and so people can understand the complexity and also the sheer tenacity it takes to be who you are today?
All right, so on a day like this, right, I'm gonna wake up. First and foremost, I'm gonna wake up. I have a blunt already right there next to me. I'm gonna smoke my blunt, do my manly duties around the house, self-care, and then I'm out, right? I'm out the house. Once I'm out the house, I'm ripping, running. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna have to stop at a barber shop because I get cut. Okay, so that's another thing about me. I get cut, my haircuts, like twice a week, or maybe sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, 3 times a week. Because that's only for like under here, get me right here, straighten me up, clean me up. It's not full haircuts. But yeah, I'm for sure at the barbershop like twice a week, if that, maybe 3 times. So I go there. Then I still have to squeeze in, if I can, I have to squeeze in like a 2-hour nap because I know that I have studio at 8 o'clock. So if I have studio at 8 o'clock, the 8 o'clock is from 8 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 12 hours. So I know I'm gonna be up. So I take a little nap if I can. Eat something real good because I know I'm gonna be drinking at the studio as well. Eat something real good, and then it's studio grind. And then, like I said, if I go the whole 8, if I go the whole 12, and I get home by 8 in the morning, if I get home by 8 in the morning, I'll still wake up at like 11. And then we right back at the same routine. You know what I'm saying?
Gosh.
Like, and those stops can change. Like the stops in the middle of the day, I might have to go to the valley to go to a studio or to go meet up with somebody. Then I might have to come all the way back this way. Like it's crazy. Like it's a lot of driving, a lot of weed smoking, a lot of, you know. So yeah, man. Like,
but
my
then
life,
you got Clubhouse too. How do you fit this in, man? Okay.
You just leave it on. I just leave it on.
You just leave it on.
I just leave it. I'll have the app going. So now, like back in the day, we used to listen to music while we drive around, right?
Right.
Music when I drive around. I have Clubhouse on. So I might start a room, and then I'll just leave it on for the other moderators to moderate the room. And you know what I'm saying? I might chime in when I can, or I might come in when I can, or I might just run a room for an hour and then be out, or punch in when I can. And that's just how it is. Not to mention, we have a baseball game coming up on May 14th, right?
Oh, wow.
A softball. So practices for that. Still got to do a practice.
Wow.
Yeah.
How involved are you with the people that you interact with? Because you seem like you have everything already ready, but I'm trying to figure out how you fit in all the other stuff that you say you do. Because to me, this is just fascinating. People don't realize how hard it is and how much of how would I say dedication it takes to be you.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. I have to find time to do every single one of them. If I don't bring them together, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I might go to the studio and I might have to run a music room for a music submission room for the song battle that we're doing in Sleepless in LA. We do a song battle. So I might do that, and then I'll have them do that. So while I'm recording, I'll have them listening and judging, and then I'll come back and I'll run the room. And like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to Sleepless in LA. Shout out to all my admins. Shout out to Deja Vu. Shout out to Erica B. Shout out to B Mac. Shout out to Jaya. Shout out to 100. Shout out to the whole gang. Shout out to everybody that's in our room. I'm not gonna go through all their names. Pico. Shout out to Ayana, Crystal. Oh man, the list goes on. Big Wheel, what up, man? So yeah, Team Rocky in the building, and we here to stay.
Right. A team.
Well,
it's essential.
I'm Team Rocky in the baseball game. There's Team Rocky and there's Team Erica B, which is another admin and another co-creator of the room as well. And It's my versus her team, but we're all Sleepers in LA playing against each other.
Okay. So the room is called Sleepers in LA?
Sleepers in LA. Okay.
And anybody can join or request to join?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. All right. You guys heard it right here. Sleepers in LA. Now, I'm so thankful that you're on the show and that you've taken time to be here.
It's all good.
Oh my gosh, what time is it now over there?
It's one. It should be 2:00 almost. Let me see. Yeah, it's 1:30. So 1:23. But this is perfect, right? Because it's in my calendar. Like when the way that Tony B had me hooked everything up, it came straight to my calendar. So I saw it pop up and I knew, okay, boom, I have to make time for this. I have to do this. So I'm good. Now when we get off this call,
I know you gotta go. Gotta
go to the barber.
Okay, got get it all taken care of. As women get older, they have to do the same thing.
I was supposed to. So I just remembered. I think so. I was gonna go to the baseball game, to the Angels game versus Cleveland today. Okay, at 10, and the game started at 1. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what is Thursday though? What is Thursday? I was supposed to go to Detroit, but then I couldn't go to Detroit because I had stuff to do out here. So I didn't go to Detroit. So I'm like, it's not Detroit. I'm like, what is that I have to do? And then I'm like, oh, it's the interview. So I look at the calendar like, okay, cool. So I didn't even go to the baseball game so I can do this.
Oh, thank you.
And I wouldn't have stayed at the baseball game the whole time either.
No, okay. Yeah, I don't think you could. Not with your schedule.
I would have just left, but it just would have been experience. Sometimes I like to sit down and just have a beer, watch a baseball game or a basketball game, football games. I'm doing that. So like during football season, Sundays are dedicated to just football.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just football.
I hear you. The schedules can be so big. What kind of advice do you give people who are trying to come up in music and get that schedule going like yours, or a little close, but not so much?
Going to figure it out. Keep going till you figure it out. That's it, because you're not gonna figure it out until you figure it out. Like that's it. There's no manuscript to it. There's nothing. There's no blueprint to it. There's none of that. It's like either you're gonna do it or you're not. Once you start giving up on it, or once you start easing off of it, that's when you're gonna fall off.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And okay, so you got the album coming out. Please talk about that. Tell me what that is and the name and all that. When is it coming?
Okay, so look, I haven't dropped the name yet. I haven't dropped the name yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the artwork to be finished. So when I drop the artwork, then y'all know the name. That's when it'll be released. But it's coming out in July. The album is coming out in July. We're going for July 18th. I can't say that. I haven't said that nowhere else. So yeah, it's gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be a big deal. I have a few features on it, but all the features on it is natural features. It's not like going out to go find somebody. No, it was all people who, you guys know they're known people, but it's actually like family to me. So, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It ain't like no reaching shit, no clout shit. It's just really who I am. Like, it's really gonna be a story on me. Like, every type of feeling that I go through is in this song.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations on everything. Where can people follow you? I know that on Clubhouse, they can join the club, Sleepless in LA, right?
Yep, Sleepless in LA. On
Instagram,
you can find me at Mr. Rocky Rock. I respond to people too, so I'm not one of the people who don't respond. If you see me in person, say what's up to me. I'm cool as a motherfucker. I have a beer with you at a bar type dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you can find me on there. My Twitter, I'm not even gonna screw my Twitter up. I don't even know it, to be honest. I just started Twitter when I made my Clubhouse. It's don't worry about it, because I don't be on it. No, Instagram is where you can find me at, for sure. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Apple Music. You can Google me, Rocky Rock, Mo Thug, and I'll be there. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Well, Rocky Rock, thank you so much for being on the show. Don't go anywhere. I got a couple of things I want to ask you. And I want to thank you again so much. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been Golden Rule Media Conversations with Rocky Rock. That was, man, I am so excited.
Yeah.
All right, then. See you guys later. Bye.
So.